Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with a quick layout. This is the second layout that I did when my friend was over and we scrapped for a few hours. And this one took only about an hour, but my camera had died, so I was just kind of doing other stuff while I was waiting for my camera or my phone to charge up. And so I kind of gathered the paper and then we kind of chatted and everything, just kind of taking my time. I got 2 layouts done that day while she was here, and like I said, if it did anything, it just like kind of made it so that I felt like scrapbooking again, which was awesome. Since then, I've done 9 layouts, and so I did another one today. I'm just doing a couple of voiceovers for my video to go up on Wednesday, and then one on Friday, which I will have another DIY this Friday. I'm so excited about that one. I can't wait to share it with you. I'm going to at least try to do 2 DIYs a month. Sometimes they'll be twice in a row. If I can do one every Friday, I certainly will. It just depends on time. But right now, I have one for this Friday. So whenever I have one available, I'll just put them up. But then if I don't have a DIY, I'll just put a regular layout, probably using some DIYs, that DIY embellishments that I've made. I always keep them really close to me, and then I'm going to be using them up. Now, this page here is just a picture of my daughter and her fiance. This was when we drove to Niagara Falls for her competition. This was a couple of years, 3 years ago in April. And so I took a picture of them in front of, I think we were inside a store or something like that. And everything I'm using right now is all scraps. So I went into that basket that I pulled out from one of the boxes I was unpacking, and I had all these scraps, and I'm just finding pattern papers that are going well together, and I'm just using them up instead of, them sitting there for months and months and months and then never using them. I'm liking that I am getting to use them. So one thing I want to do is I'm going to keep this page with the black and the white and the teal, and then I'm going to put a punch of color, which is going to be the red. And so I'm just kind of figuring out where the embellishments are going to go, and then once I'm feeling good about the amount of embellishments, then I'm going to start gluing everything down. I did use some black ink to ink all the edges, and that makes each pattern paper stand out against the white cardstock. Which reminds me, I am totally out of Stampin' Up! White cardstock, which is my favorite white cardstock. I have tons of American Craft left, but the American Craft one, it's not smooth. And I shouldn't have used these white ones for stuff that I wasn't going to stamp on. And I want to do a layout where I was going to stamp on it, and I had no smooth white cardstock left. So I got to order some more and use the basil stuff for when I am not stamping on layouts. I'm just so used to grabbing the Stampin' Up! White cardstock. I've been using the same white cardstock forever, probably 12 years, 15 years. So I'm kind of used to using that cardstock. I like the weight of it. I like that it's smooth, that you can stamp on it, and I like the way that it's white. That sounds kind of funny, but every white cardstock is not the same, and I just like that it's really bright white, and some other ones are not as bright white, and I like that about this brand of cardstock. So I got to order a couple of packages and make sure that I have some on hand. For now, the only cardstock I am buying is going to be black and white, because I have so much cardstock that I need to use, and what I'm trying to do is use up the colored stuff to mount my pattern papers so that it's not just pattern paper, but I have a cardstock in the background. And I'm trying to use different colored cardstock than just white. In the last few layouts, I used a blue cardstock, I think, the one with the NYC cab. I think that was a blue cardstock. And the next few, I think I use a pink one, and I use a couple of craft. So I'm trying to use up the cardstock that I have, and you know that my goal this year is to use what I have, use the stuff that I have on hand, and try not to buy as many new things, but use the stuff that I have. Because even if stuff is, 10 or 15 years old, it's still, once you put it all together on a layout, nobody knows when you actually got the layout done. And to people that don't scrapbook, they don't know that that paper was made in 2006 instead of 2017. And the layout still, looks great. So in that basket, I had found some arrows that I want to use and some enamel dots. And here is where I want to add another punch of color, the color red. So I have this washi tape that is all hearts, and I thought it was kind of fitting. They weren't engaged at this point, but you could tell they were in it, not, for the long term. It's funny how sometimes you can know that about relationships. When I met my husband, I said that he was going to be the one that I was going to marry, and that was within like a month. I had dated previously, and but I just knew that he was the one that I was going to marry. And we've been married for 23 years, 24 years, something like that, a long time. And then I wanted to add another little punch of color, and I'm going to use my favorite washi tape, which is the stripe, black and white, and I'm going to add it. I ripped it in two because I found it was too wide, and then I'm going to put it at the top and the bottom of that strip, and it really kind of focuses on the vertical part of the layout. Now I'm going to use some, what is that called? To make your own enamel dots. And I was having trouble with it. It wasn't squeezing out at all. Nouveau drops, that's what they're called. And it was when I was putting them on, it was coming up as like sticking up in the air. So I had to take something else, as you can tell, and I was kind of flattening out, and it worked out great. And I don't know if it got air in it or something, and it made it so that it was a little drier. I don't know. But I got it to work, and it's one of my favorite products, and I haven't been using it. So another thing with unpacking and everything, it kind of reminds me of, a lot of stuff that I had in my stash that I wasn't using. For example, those that ink, India ink, and I'm just going to put a few on the layout. The only thing you got to watch with that is, like here, it's a cardstock, and it literally goes right through the cardstock, and it stains your mat. So as long as you wash it right away, you shouldn't have any issues. But of course, I didn't notice right away. So, and again, like I said, I want to try to use up a little bit more cardstock, and I found just with the white cardstock, it was kind of a little floaty. So one way to fix that is to mount your whole layout on another layer that is a solid color or a prominent color. And in this case, I want to add more black to it. So I'm going to mount the whole thing in black. I could have done in red too, because I want to bring out some of the red, but I decided on black, and I'm going to mount the layout on black, and that's going to complete this layout. I do have some pictures at the end, so if you want to stay tuned and watch that. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.